Alright, what's up guys? First day of the new build. What I'm going to do today is drive the Cayman at Bathurst, see how it's any different from last week. Then I'll go to Brands Hatch since that's where the first race is for next week. And I'll do the BMW, start shaking that down, then hopefully bring the Cayman back out, and then maybe a little bit later do the Chevy Monte Carlo. But as you can see, it is failing tech right now, so we got to figure out why that is. And it looks like it just jacked up the rear end a whole bunch for some reason, so looks like all the old builds are going to be no good now. They're all going to fail. All I'm going to do is just lower it. Let's see here. Let's go, we'll lower it a little bit more on this side since this is a counterclockwise truck. Want the left side lower than the right if you have an imbalance. Alright, let's see how she do. This is a little bit warmer in the sessions I've been practicing, so I'm not really worried about my lap times. I'm going to be more paying attention to how the car is really performing. Holy moly! Well, cold tires seem about a million times more sensitive than before. I feel like the steering's different too. Like it's not. I feel like the steering ratio is different. I could just be tripping right now, but woohoo! Confidence is about a 2 right now. Wow. Oh my goodness. What is going on right now? It can't be this bad. I feel like the steering's just a lot more dead on center. Like, I don't know. Run some laps, see what happens. Like, it just, why does it feel so dead in the front? Like, I feel like I need to recalibrate my steering wheel. I feel like it doesn't even turn. It feels like an old Cadillac or something. Like, there's at one point it just feels like it's not even turning. I don't know. I haven't driven for a couple days. This could all be in my head right now. But these are my initial... Ugh. Maybe okay, the track is also a heck of a lot harder than it was last time I drove. So I gotta kind of keep that in mind. My gut feeling is they ain't really fixed the pogo issue. Starting to get some confidence in the car. Still kind of thrown off by what's going on with the steering. I just don't know if I'm making this up or if there's something different going on here. Main reason I wanted to do Bath. Oh my gosh, dude. Okay. Not gonna blame anybody else but myself yet. The main reason I wanted to try this track is because I just wanted to see if the pogoing would go away, since this is the last track I drove out. Give me a little bit more practice driving on the cold tires. Dude, that's crazy. It's crazy. Wants to come around on you so easily. It's like I'm afraid to put too much wheel into it because I think the back end's gonna snap loose on me. That's my problem right now. What? I haven't had a problem with this section until today. And all of a sudden now, it's like I can't even get through there. Kind of baffled right now. I'm gonna say it's a hotter track. That's why it's just being so ridiculous to that corner right now. I don't think, in fairness, track temps were very hot last week in any of the sessions I was in. So, I guess my main question I wanted answered, did they fix the pogo? I don't really think they did. I don't know, I definitely need to put more laps in my car, but my initial thoughts are like, why they even updated it? Because I haven't seen a benefit yet, but that's why I need to drive it a lot more, and hopefully I can find the light. Try and not sell it out right away. You have to imagine they do stuff to make it better, you know, they're not trying to make stuff crappier. It would be a very good business model. Interesting to see how it takes this curve, but I completely missed it. I really feel like I've lost grip in the front. But again, that could be the hotter track time, so that's kind of throwing me off a little bit. That kind of gave me a little bit of hope there, because usually if I would take that curb on the inside, it would just start pogoing, or it would affect the car a lot more than that did, so maybe they... A little bit of hope there. We haven't got a full-blown pogo situation yet, so... This is where we'll get it, right there. That actually, the way the suspension kind of held, it was bouncy, but it didn't keep pogoing, so there's a difference. Pogo is kind of like this self-perpetuating thing that doesn't really stop unless you let off the gas or just ride it out for a minute. But the pogo kind of takes on a life of its own for maybe it's a little bit more compliant. That felt pretty doggone good. Felt pretty good. So it's just hard to like say anything when I initially get in the car, but I just want to give you guys my thoughts, like, as I'm going through the whole process, because there's going to be times where I'm like, yeah, this is complete trash. There's also times where I'm like, you gotta be a little bit more honest with yourself and give it some more time. So I guess it's good for people to see that whole part of the process. The main point is you gotta be patient. You gotta be patient, you gotta put in the laps and time to really figure out what's going on. Alright, I like the way that just hit that curb, and just see how it just landed and just it didn't bounce back up. That corner always kind of had a little bit of understeer in it, so I'm not really worried about that. I'm not so much worried about handling as I am just the effects of the pogo. That is what I'm most curious about. I haven't made up my mind which way, if I helped it or hurt it, but I'm starting to lean towards I helped it. Keep missing my line here. That's where I'll really be able to tell I need to get actually on the right line then, because you get a pretty bad pogo there if you're on the right line and hug it through there. But it's the line you need to be on to go fast through there, so. Rear end's definitely a little bit lighter than it was before. Kind of interested to know what they changed to make. Say they changed something with like the rear roll center. I don't know. Could just be making stuff up. So that's more a handling thing. Kind of like the way it's. Before, when I do that last little left-hander dip, car would kind of compress on itself and do some weird stuff, and kind of awkward to drive through there, and that didn't feel quite as awkward. Yeah, that's good. It's really good how it's coming down off that curb. It's starting to behave more like the 911. It's kind of silly that thing was able to break loose on the rear because I was just so low in the torque curve. It felt like I was super bogged down, but way too fast. Come on, man. Just blowing those corners. Alright, let's see if we can get that inside line this time. Yeah, here we go. See, my problem right now is the rear end's too loose, so I can't mat it through there like I was able to with the previous setup here earlier in the week, or last week. Ooh. Stayed outside too long before I turned in too late. So it's definitely not gonna be like super smooth over bumps. It's not there, but so I think what we still have going on is it still kind of has that initial rigidity to bumps, or it kind of has that bouncy effect, but it doesn't have like the perpetual pogo. I mean, it still could be Oh, no, see, it kind of, I wanted to see what I could get away with there, and it kind of broke out on me. I think it's going to take a while for me to see how much better the pogo issue is. Because it's one of those things where pogoing kind of happens in certain situations. You just kind of have to wait for those situations to happen, and then I'll be able to really make up my mind if... that is really nice. So it just hits that curb and then just lands and then doesn't bounce back up. See, I couldn't hit the curb before like that, though. Like, I couldn't even look at those curbs, so something there changed for sure. Because I couldn't do that before. Like, I had to just go through here without touching these curbs at all. Now I'm not really. I think I can get away with hitting them a little bit. I feel like right now it needs like a sway bar change, like a softer rear sway bar. Or stiffer front one or two. Because the rear end's just... See, I wouldn't call that a pogo. I would just say I was kind of just hopping over some bumps. But it was just... It was one motion per bump. Or a pogo is multiple motions per one bump. Multiple oscillations. I think that's what's just keeping me from going full throttle through there is a handling adjustment, not so much a pogo situation. I don't know, it feels a little bit better through there. Doesn't feel quite as awkward. I didn't try and go full ham that time, so the car was a little bit more reasonable. Woo, 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 woo. Woo, woo, woo. All right, so just gonna call that my initial thoughts on the car. We'll leave that at that. Be able to figure out a lot more once I put a lot more laps in it and drive it week to week. But initial thoughts are as I got rid of some of the pogo. So catch you guys in the next vid where I'll be doing some laps of Brands Hatch in the BMW.